What's up, everybody? This is Eddie with Flex Machine Tools. Hey, and welcome to our latest episode of Flex and Friends, a video cast experience here where I get to sit down, chat, hang out, and pick the brain of the industry's loudest, proudest, best, brightest, most passionate, and profound thought leaders. And today we have yet another powerhouse in the manufacturing industry in LaDell from Motor City Spindle Repair. So, hey, you all know we're getting ready to talk some manufacturing. You didn't come here to listen to me talk. Let's bring her in from backstage and get the party started. All right, Lauren, she is officially in the digital and virtual house. But man, it is so awesome to have you here. First and foremost, Lauren, how you doing today?
I'm doing well. I'm super excited to be here. Thanks for having me on.
Yes, absolutely. Hey, it is a good day to talk manufacturing and to learn a little bit more about you, what you're doing, and really what's happening in our awesome, expanding, and amazing dynamic industry. So let's just jump right in. Obviously, you have a really good presence with your socials. You're making a lot of waves and doing a lot of really cool things. But let's get to know Lauren. So when it comes personally and professionally, let's kind of dive into that. Let's learn a little bit more about you. What do we need to know?
Well, you need to know that manufacturing is not my background at all. I actually just started in the industry about 3.5 years ago. So everything I've learned has been within those last 3 years. And it's been a whirlwind. I didn't think I'd be in this industry whatsoever. It was never on my radar. And here we are. We're going to trade shows. We're meeting with maintenance managers. And we are just kind of hopefully paving the way for other women in the manufacturing industry to just take charge.
Straight up and taking charge, you absolutely are, from a brand perspective, just from a vocal perspective, doing a lot of really cool things. And so now that we know a little bit about you and kind of what you got going on, what's happening? What does Motor City Spindle Repair do? I know it's pretty, one could assume based off the name, but maybe tell us a little bit more in case there's things that maybe we don't know.
So Motor City obviously specializes in CNC spindle repair. It's our inner name. It's our bread and butter. It's what we do. So machining centers, turning centers, and grinders, spindle repair. But we ultimately want to be a one-stop shop for all things CNC repair related. So ball screws, servo motors, gearboxes, those kind of things as well. We want to be a full service shop for people, but we're known for spindle repair.
Gotcha. Hey, makes sense, kind of in the name, but no, that's cool to really be a position of that one-stop shop, because machines, we're running them all the time, sometimes, lights out, if you will. And when those things are down, that's literally costing money, like literally. So huge to be able to have you as a part of this industry. It's a big deal. And so learning more about you, obviously, you and Motor City Spindle Repair, very synonymous, if you will, with one another. But what about your journey kind of before that? You said that you're a little bit newish to manufacturing. So what was kind of going on beforehand?
Oh man, I had so many different areas. I have a lot of talents in my own head, at least. So I didn't know where I wanted to go, what path I wanted to take. I mean, I went to school for medical situations. I went to school for sports broadcasting. So ultimately I have 2 degrees. One's in communication and one's in biology. So I could go either way. And I ended up with sales. I loved sales. I loved being able to communicate with people. I loved meeting new people, which kind of brought me back to my realm of sports broadcasting and doing these podcasts. And I love talking to people. And that definitely transitions well in a sales role, sales and marketing. So Motor City interviewed me. Like I said, I didn't know anything really. Ted had to teach me a lot, and I'm still learning. But yeah, I'm in sales, marketing, and I could not be happier with where I'm at.
Right. No, well, it's awesome that not only you're spread out and you kind of tried a bunch of different things, but above all things, you're happy. That's huge, right? That's huge. So thank you. And then you say you got a bunch of these little talents. So what are your superpowers? I mean, people see a lot of what you do. You're obviously very outgoing. Very bright, very passionate about these things. Lauren, what are your superpowers?
Superpowers. That's a strong word. I don't know what I guess I pride myself on being able to talk to whoever, which makes people feel welcomed and calm and, just comfortable in whatever situation. So I like to think that I can resonate with people and relate to people through social media, and they see me and they're like, that's just the girl next door. I don't want to be putting on any kind of show for people. I'm just being me and taking people along with me on my journey. So relating to people, I guess, is a superpower, hopefully.
Oh, 100%. Like that I truly believe, and it's something with myself as well. So we're going to call it a superpower. We don't care what anybody else thinks. It's a superpower.
We don't care.
Mark it up. You heard it here first. So no, this is great. And then in addition to superpowers, we're just going to get to know Lauren very personally today. What are some things that you're really, really passionate about?
Well, if you followed me for the last few years, you know I am a singer. So that's my one true love in life is singing. I won a contest back in the day. I had one cool big day of fame to sing on stage with Keith Urban. So yeah, was famous for a day and I will never forget that day. So singing for sure is my passion.
What a day that had to be, right? I mean, how many people have gotten the chance to do that in that type of setting? That's amazing. I'm surprised that you don't talk more about that. That's actually really, really cool.
Yeah,
It
it
really
was incredible. I just uploaded a singing video of myself on Facebook. It was a contest, and his record producers went in there and they picked the winner, and I won. So I sang on stage with him in front of over 50,000 people at Summerfest, which is the largest music festival in the world, and it's in Milwaukee. So it was pretty sick. Yeah.
Wow, you nailed it. That's so cool. That's so cool. Okay, well, now after this, I'm going to be diving in deep into the world of the internet to try to find videos of you singing.
YouTube me.
There we go. No, that's great. That's great. You're talking to a guy with musical theater background, so you're speaking my language.
Oh, love it.
Yeah, you know it. But hey, we're here to talk about manufacturing, and I feel like if I don't keep us on track, we're just going to talk about everything, which is great. You're a very dynamic woman and human being in general. And then also being a woman, one thing I think that people don't talk about enough are really potentially, the experiences of women in manufacturing, because it definitely is its own experience, I'm sure. And there are obviously some stigmas that you have to deal with every single day. And not a lot of people want to talk about them, but here we're going to talk about them. Lauren, what do you experience?
Yeah, I mean, so I was in sports broadcasting before, like I said, that was a male dominated field. And what that taught me is you kind of just have to make your own place. You have to go in there knowing that there's always going to be someone that knows more than you, no matter the gender. There's always going to be someone that's thinking that you aren't in your correct place. And you just have to keep learning. You have to be confident in what you're doing, and be able to present yourself as gracefully as you can. It's do all things through grace, I say. And so, yeah, you just have to make sure that you're constantly learning, constantly gaining more knowledge to be able to hold your own, especially in an industry that's not made up of many people like yourself.
Sure, which I can imagine the challenges, because it's easy for me to say, and that's why I always ask. I never tell, because what perspective can I really provide? You know what I'm saying? So I think it's important that not only we hear what you have to say, but we continue to talk about it, because if we don't, it'll never be addressed. But aside from stigmas, Lauren, you can absolutely tell us about some of the advantages of being a woman in manufacturing. What do you have?
Advantages. I mean, honestly, you're taken a little bit more seriously if you can really hold your own conversation. I think you walk into a lot of manufacturing plants as a woman and you don't really see many people who look like you. It's all older men. Honestly, there's not too many young people in general in this industry anymore, unfortunately. But if you can show these people that you have done the research, you've put in the time, you're constantly getting to be better in your position, and you don't always have all the answers. And you have to admit that. I don't think you should ever try and just spew out BS to people in a better, I don't know a better word to use than that, but
it is what it is.
But it is. And if people realize that you're being authentic, you're taken seriously. And just being a woman in general, holding your own with these people, and no matter what situation, is definitely an advantage.
Right on, right on. Yeah, and speaking of good people, let me see if I can pull up a comment here. We've got Jonathan Turner. He says, "Hey, Lauren, good to see you on another show." Speaking of good humans, man, John, appreciate you. You're a good man, and thanks for jumping in our chat section here. And then, hey, moving forward, let's talk about gaps in the industry. You're meeting with a lot of different people at the Spindle, variety, job shops, big shops, production, everything in between. So with that, what are some of the biggest gaps within our industry right now, Lauren?
Yeah. So like I just said, I walk into a shop and this is no shame against people of the older generations, but there are no younger people in shops anymore that I see, at least. I mean, I am definitely the underdog in the age department. And that's great, but we need to make sure that we're telling people that trades are not dying. They're dying because no one's studying them anymore. So I think that needs to be pushed a lot more in schools. And it's not just you need to go to college and get this 4-year degree to be successful, because these trades are here. They're hurting and they need people. So definitely something to think about.
No, this is true. And then so to that point, I'm really curious on how individuals really think we can combat this gap? I mean, you briefly mentioned, talk about more, but what are some other things that we could do as an industry and as human beings to help maybe promote this more and fill this gap?
We definitely need to go into high schools for sure. People need to be taught about these things because they're not. We need to have women, I'm starting to do as much as I can possibly, but have women go into these schools and reach out to the female population as well and realize that it's not just something for men and they can make a really great living and be happy and successful doing something like this trade. So definitely getting into schools, doing support groups of some kind for younger kids, to really just advance their knowledge of different areas and know that it's not always a 4-year degree that's going to be successful.
Right. No, yes. Just drop the mic. We're done here. This is great. No, I'm kidding. This is awesome. No, and then so with that, so we don't focus too much on like the stigmas and the gaps and this, which is great. Like we need to talk about those more, and this is exactly the right place to do it. And I really could not agree more with everything you're saying, but I want to lighten it up a little bit because there are cool things happening. And so with you, what are some of the coolest things that are happening at the Spindle right now? Whether it's cool applications, cool tools, cool materials, you're seeing some weird stuff happening. What are you seeing, Lauren?
Yeah, we're bringing a lot more in-house capabilities. We just bought new machines, a Kellenberger 1500U. We have a Lucas boring mill. We can do everything in-house pretty much now, which is really great. We actually just moved from an 8,000 square foot facility into a 25,000 square foot facility.
Whoa.
So, I know it's a pretty big increase. Our team is growing substantially. So yeah, we're really excited about that. One thing I do want to put out there too, we are working with a ton of distributors now, which we're really honored to be able to do. So people who are selling these machines, people who have teams of hundreds of reps around the country selling machines to end users, we're working with those distributors to be a resource for them and their customers in the spindle repair business. So that's really exciting. We constantly want to keep that growing. But yeah, we're getting new partners and we're just growing in general. So we're really blessed at Motor City.
Yeah. No, keep them blessings rolling, girl. And then obviously you find yourself in sales, which you've obviously got a great personality for it. You got a good energy for it, and so it's no real surprise that you're able to do what it is you're able to do over there and create all this energy. So for all the other individuals out there in sales within manufacturing, what advice do you have for them, or maybe the biggest thing that's worked well for you, even in some would say some of the most challenging environments for manufacturing machine sales?
Yeah, I definitely say if you're not on LinkedIn and you're not posting daily, to definitely jump on that bandwagon. When I was in college, LinkedIn was purely a place to just find a job or market yourself when you're looking for people to view your resume. It was never something that could turn out to help your career that you're already in. And Ted, thank God for him, because he was the one that actually pushed me to LinkedIn. And now I do a ton of my sales and ton of my marketing through my LinkedIn community. So if I could say one thing to people, no matter how scared you are, it's the hardest thing is getting that first post out and taking your videos and taking your pictures and being vulnerable. But once you do that, you'll see that you can get a huge return on it if you're doing it correctly. So post daily, don't be afraid to be yourself, and your community will grow, and which in turn will grow your business, hopefully.
Right. No, this is great that you bring it up because having kind of that personal brand, and I think you're one of the greater examples within our industry of being able to leverage that, but for good reasons. Of course, at the end of the day, a job is to be done, but you're also serving as like a catalyst to the larger, louder message. And individuals like yourself, myself, and a list of other advocates, and ambassadors out there for this industry are really doing great things. But you're very much a part of that, and I love how you highlight kind of building that personal brand and also being brave. Yeah. Being brave, right? And so speaking of bravery, man, I tell you what, Motor City Spindle Repair, you've got some gangster marketing. And I will say everybody in that company seems to be bought in.
Yeah.
Like they're all bought in. It's so synergistic. Tell me about Motor City Spindle Repair marketing efforts. And then we got to talk about that team culture in manufacturing. We got to know what's going on behind the curtains.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you said it perfectly. It is a team culture, and that's exactly what it is at Motor City. I mean, you have the machinists commenting on people's profiles when they're done with their machining responsibilities. You have the admin doing it as well. You have the owners, which is like unheard of. All people are engaging with each other. And that just shows that we want success for the business as a whole. It's not one person who's trying to shine and everyone else is just left in the dark. I mean, everyone wants success for each other because we work for the same company and we're a family. I mean, honestly, Motor City is my family. And if you guys haven't been able to tell that by now you know, but we're so great at that place. I mean, I love everyone. So super awesome to work with them.
Yeah, very, very obvious. You can really feel that. And so many individuals talk about culture being so, just a ping pong table and beers in the fridge.
Yeah.
But it means so much more. And when you can feel a company's culture through the message that they put out on their social media and on their marketing platforms, I think that's when you really know you've got a good thing brewing. And it's very obvious there. So super loaded question. Is this just a bunch of people drinking the Kool-Aid? Or is this a company bought into the mission?
I think if you work for Ted, you have to be bought into the mission. He's unbelievable, such a great boss. I can never say enough good things about him. He has definitely instilled that everyone wants success for each other. And if one person is on LinkedIn posting and they're being vulnerable, then everyone else is there backing them up and doing the same, honestly. So yeah, it's a team mission and it is what it is. It's working out so far. So we're grateful.
Yeah, no, it's good. It seems like there are some very cool things. And I've noticed in our industry that a lot of it can be boring from the surface level. And not a lot of individuals are telling their story. But I got to give kudos to yourself and the rest of your marketing, your social, and your PR team there, that you're really telling the Motor City story, if you will, in a very unique and creative way. And it's creating waves. And then aside from that, so obviously that's a big, marketing tool for you. And so within our industry, when people are kind of marketing in very bland ways, let's be honest, how does your marketing strategy and what you're doing affect the way that you interact with your customers and your prospects, and vice versa? How does it affect how they interact with you?
Well, I think that a lot of people view LinkedIn as being specifically a business platform. And I think over the last few years, it's kind of strayed a little bit away from that, which I personally like, because at the end of the day, we're all just people. We're all just people living our lives. We aren't our careers necessarily. So what I do is I do a nice little mix. I try and think of it as of business posts and promoting my company, but also just posts as me being a human that people really resonate with. And going back to what I first said, people love to just talk to people. That's the nature of who we are. So if you can relate to them, you can just become genuine and build those like genuine relationships, that's going to put you further than constantly giving people sales pitches.
Sure. And this all definitely makes sense. And as we kind of continue to talk about this marketing and manufacturing, we won't beat a dead horse by any means, but I'm curious, without giving away your secret sauce, what is something that you felt has provided a lot of value from like an outward messaging perspective, or just a marketing piece that you felt really added a lot of value to not only your personal audience, but your customers and that audience as well? Is there anything specifically that you can think of? You're like, man, this really not only told our story well, but it was great content for the industry?
That's a good question. I mean, I think people seeing us doing the job with our coworkers, for example, maybe just posting pictures with each other at our work, showing that, this isn't just a game we're playing on LinkedIn. We're not just promoting that we're this family, and we're really not. We post pictures together all the time to show that, we're having fun. We're just enjoying life and we're doing work as it comes. And then I also think I started personally growing when I would post videos and pictures of me actually doing the machining work. And I have so many freaking haters, but that's all right. It's fine. Because I know I'm not a machinist. I'm a sales rep. And I think that me actually trying to step into those shoes and learn things and show people that, hey, I'm trying to do what I sell you is definitely something that helped me grow.
Here's what I'll say to all of your haters, nothing that you can't say yourself, but dudes, because it's dudes. I'm looking right at you. She is trying, and you are the problem.
Thank you. Preach it.
Enough said. You are the problem. So nonetheless,
Yes.
I hope you keep, I know, I expect you to keep trying. I expect you to people give you crap because your safety glasses aren't on right, or you don't have this fixture, whatever it is. We do the same things here and we're experts at it, So you just keep doing you. And hopefully what we've just addressed to the haters, they receive on a cold silver platter.
Thank you. I appreciate
Girl, I got you because I know you got us. That's good stuff. And then so with that, we're going to kind of go back to kind of that team environment briefly, and we'll kind of wrap some things up here. But I'm curious. You obviously love what you do, and how important is it? Do you feel that as people who go into manufacturing, that you really just get after it and you really try to commit and buy into this mission when you're in these specific companies? Like, how important is that for individuals who are considering manufacturing careers, I guess, within this industry as well?
You have to dive in. You have to dive in head first in a matter of seconds, because I always tell the story. When I started with Motor City, I didn't know what a CNC machine was. That's my level of knowledge in the manufacturing industry. So I would go into these meetings with these men who have been in this industry for longer than I've been alive, and I could do my best to hold a conversation with them with all this knowledge that I barely had, but I didn't have it. And so I had to dive in. So, the first year, you really got to do everything you possibly can. And 3.5 years in, I'm still learning things every single day that I have had no idea about. So really give it your all in order to be successful and be able to hold your own.
Right. No, wonderful. Wonderful. I felt the same exact way when I jumped into it, because I didn't have a background either. So I very much resonate with your story and with your passion and just how you got into it. And that's a great point to dive in, because there is so much to know. And even those who have been doing it longer than we've been alive, Lauren, they're still learning something every single day as well. So that keeps me humble, but keeps me hungry, right?
Yes. Yes. Amen.
Yeah, there we go. And then so with that, we got a couple, probably two more questions here. A big one that I want to know is, I got to have you make your claim. Right. And what I mean is, we're going to get your biggest, craziest, boldest, maybe more accurate prediction that you think manufacturing will experience within the next maybe 20, 30 years. Like, what's that big claim?
Well, my claim that I hope comes true is that there will not be a divide in this industry whatsoever between men and women. I think that we're slowly starting to see, especially on LinkedIn, that women are really making their way in this industry. And I think they're really having some positive output come from being here. So I definitely think if we keep promoting this right, we keep teaching the younger generations to jump on in, and it's okay, no matter what you are, to be in this industry, that we're going to see a lot more diversity. And I'm excited for that. I can't wait.
Man, I hope it doesn't take 20, 30 years. But yes.
No, I think it's coming. I think in the next 5 years, we're going to have a good little percentage.
I support that. I could not support it more. As a father of little girls, and also just connecting with industry thought leaders like yourself and Megan Zima from Mavens of Manufacturing and so many others. I hope you just keep telling your story, and I'm proud that we're able to facilitate and help really turn that up to 11 and shine that light bright. And so that's awesome. I love the claim. Hopefully it takes less than 5. I think you're right on it. And then additionally, you're always posting great content. And so for those who are watching this live, or for those who are going to check it out once we post it following today, where can we get more information and keep up to date with not only yourself, but all of the amazing things that you're clearly doing at Motor City Spindle Repair?
Yeah, so if you aren't connected with me, send me a connection request. My one thing is, I always accept people, no matter their industry, because I feel like their second connections, their third connections will view I just think it's a greater way to expose yourself. So even if you're not in the manufacturing industry, connect with me. If you're on LinkedIn, I'm on not LinkedIn, Instagram. We all know I'm on LinkedIn. I'm on Instagram too. So it's Lauren the Spindle Chick. So connect with me on there as well. And then Motor City Spindle Repair. We do some pretty freaking cool posts on Motor City. So go check us out there or on our website.
Yeah, and can confirm for whether it's any type of manufacturing company looking to really get that company buy-in and share their message in a unique way, or for people who just like to see cool content nonetheless based around the manufacturing industry, I can confirm that they're doing great things, not just with Lauren and her own personal brand, but also directly with Motor City Spindle Repair. So check her out on LinkedIn, check her out on the Insta as well. And then, hey, we got everything going on with their website additionally. But really, Lauren, so hey, last comments, anything else that we the manufacturing industry need to know about you, Motor City, women in manufacturing, what diversity, anything else you want to make one last little claim for us?
I just have to say, keep on keeping on, everyone. We're doing a good job. Don't let this industry die, and keep USA manufacturing alive.
Keep on keeping on.
That's keeping on. My last statement.
We need no more. Well, nonetheless, everyone, exactly. Lauren, I think we lived up to the hype. Your energy is absolutely infectious. It's contagious, and I can't get enough. And I think it's great. You provided a lot of wonderful content, and I just hope above all things that you continue to shine your light. And thank you so much for your time today. It's been really great.
Thank you so much for having me on. It's been an honor. I appreciate it.
There you go. Right on. Well, hey, make sure you all check her out. We've got all the channels that you need to. Also, head on over to flexmachinetools.com. Check out our really amazing website. We're on the LinkedIn. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. Hey, we're even messing around on TikTok. Hey, so make sure you get everything. Check it out. And thank you for joining us for our latest episode of Flex and Friends. Hey, you all stay awesome. Stay flexing. We'll see you next time.
Bye.